that Peter Obi won't win the election. Let me tell you the truth. I am a realist. Yes, Wike says. Can you imagine? So, which truth are you telling the whole world now? That Peter Obi won't win the election? How did you know? And you call yourself a realist? Are you really a realist? That is another big question. Don't tell us you're a realist. How did you know that Peter Obi won't win? You already had a secret meeting with Tinubu, and you already saw where the tide was going, and you decided to make your own choice. The truth is not about where the tide is going itself. It's about working with Peter Obi. Your fraudulent political activities will not thrive. That is it. So where your fraudulent political activity will thrive is with Tinubu and not with Peter Obi. Because Peter Obi is more realistic than you are. That is why I say it. So this thing that Wike is saying, and I'm putting it to him, that the only way his fraudulent political activities can excel is by aligning with Tinubu and not with Peter Obi. And that is the only reason he switched. Ordinarily, he would have supported Peter Obi, okay, having known whom Peter Obi is. Peter Obi is too pure for him to work with and not be exposed or not be grounded, because definitely under Peter Obi as president, all of his fraudulent political activities will die. And he didn't want that. And very selfish, very determined, and very desperate in his political move to get what he wants. Okay? So all of those political gimmicks and tricks will not work with Peter Obi as president. That is why he switched to Tinubu. Simple as that. Nothing else. So you can't tell me that he knew that Peter Obi will not win. Who told you that Peter Obi will not win? And that's why he did everything in Rivers State to make sure that Labour Party does not get it at presidential level. That is it. Because he knows, he has his plans, and he knows who can align with him for his plans to move on. Birds of the same feather flocks together. So it's confirmed Wike and Peter Obi are never birds of the same feather and can never flock together. And that is why the guy switched to Tinubu, where he can get his way through. Simple. The immediate past governor of Rivers State and Minister of Works, Nyesom Wike, has reacted to the judgment of the presidential election petition tribunal sitting in Abuja. The People Democratic Party chieftain noted that he knew that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, cannot win the recently conducted presidential election. Recall that the presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and that of People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, challenged the victory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the presidential election tribunal in Abuja, and their petitions have been struck out by the court. Okay. So the channel television reported, and Nyesom Wike in an exclusive interview said, I know that he, Peter Obi, won't win the elections. Let me tell you the truth. I'm a realist. How did you know that Peter Obi will not win the election? The problem here is exactly what I have said earlier. Working with Peter Obi will not allow his fraudulent electoral practices to excel. So the only way he can excel is by aligning with Tinubu. That is it. Based on the same feather. Okay? Peter Obi did everything and garnered all the results. But they rigged it, they rigged the election and also rigged the tribunal judgment. That is the truth. You can imagine a judgment where everybody, almost half of the people, even half of the lawyers and the judges slept. How can you explain that? Almost everybody slept in the court. I will tell you that the reading of the judgment was like a primary school child reading a novel just to the parents, okay, struggling to read. That will tell you that even the person that read the judgment was not the person that probably wrote it. So it's okay, since Nigeria had degenerated to a point where people with baggages are now the leaders, then it is very disappointing, very absurd, and I wonder the direction Nigeria is going with that. So he stated further, for me, the way the election went, it was a tough election. I give it to INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission. Can you imagine? You give it to them for doing what? For doing your bid, Abby? Okay. So there are people are reacting to what Wike just said, that he knew that Peter Obi would not win the election, and probably also wouldn't have won the tribunal judgment. But let's see what some people are saying. Somebody is saying, you have painted yourself black for generations to come. You shall be remembered for evil and not for good. Election was massively rigged in the southeast. No one is talking about that. So what? Eh? We leave the matter for God, Allah's hand. Somebody say, you said you were going to win 2020 presidential election. How come you accepted to be a minister, a position that you occupied 20 years ago? Next time you are going to be a commissioner. That means it's already degenerating. Yeah? He was a commissioner 20 years ago. I think that was under Obasanjo's government. Okay. Now he became governor. From governorship, he said he would be a president. Now he ended up going back again to be a minister. So somebody saying you next time you come back to be a commissioner in River State. So how can a divided house stand? How will Obi win ahead of Atiku and Tinubu? Now, Juju, in one use, can you imagine? These are people that supporting evil, and I don't know what they're going to gain doing this, because they're only enjoying the fantasy of how being involved in making comment, but how is their life in reality? Nothing. Okay, nothing. The sycophants have taken over many political affairs, so it is no longer a news that light came to the world, but people prefer darkness rather than the light. Just continue your hypocrisy. Very soon, the punishment of God will catch up with you. Exactly. The people that are supporting Tinubu are also in penury. That is how bad it is. So what are they gaining? What is it juju? Now juju Tinubu just do them. I've been waiting. Eh? What kind of sacrifice is Tinubu doing that is making people to just misbehave and think rubbish? If you are in the political class that is stealing and money is in your pocket, it's understood that it is your selfish interest that is driving you. But if you are just there, go left, go right, you know, they buy food chop, you not get money, get work, you not get work. Everything about you is dead, and you're supporting this kind of party, then it's either a spell has been casted on you, or you are just a perpetual foolish person. That is it. Somebody say, who told you that Peter Obi won't win the election? Did you, Wike, vote for Obi? Okay, election. Okay, you betrayed Obi and voted for Tinubu by rigging the election in River State. That's the reason for his ministerial job. You are so interested. You are so interested. Nothing lasts forever. Exactly. Drunkards have a whiskey competition. If your kidney is infected, stay away. Oh, please. With doctored results, you can't tell me that the only 24 million people voted in that election, despite the massive turnout. Habakai. Exactly. Yeah? Nyesom wickedness. Not being Nyesom wicked again. It's Nyesom wickedness. That is it. That's why it's shrinking even with all the money. I'm telling you, the man is shrinking. I'm sure the kidney is gone. And we will soon know, because that guy, evil, will not depart from Wike. Evil will not depart from APC people forever. That is it. You abuse an elderly man because he made his choice. You abuse him with health. Let's see how you will be. Go and sleep. So elderly man that is committing crime, political crime, is an election crime. What kind of elderly man is that? What kind of elderly man is that? So that is it. Thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.